Yeah. I'm him signing in on y'all. Yeah, hit that like, share, and subscribe button for me. Um, let's talk about being rich today, man. You know, there's a lot. I bring y'all stuff, man, that don't nobody else tell you. I try to help this world, man. I feel like my videos help 60% of the whole world. You know, and it's this stuff that, long as I've been here, I ain't never heard nobody talk about. You know, so at the end of the day, let's get to it. We're gonna talk about rich people, man, and wanting to be rich. Man, let me explain something to you. You because you poor, because you don't, or you. Let's say what I put it like this: because you're not rich, that's why you want to be rich. But trust me, that is that stuff is not like it looks. It's not like it sounds. If you was to be rich, man, you will see, man, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. I mean, it's just not like what you thought it was gonna be. I mean, every day that you rich, there's always somebody you gotta fight. Who wants to live their life fighting every day? Do you always gotta fight off somebody trying to sue you? You always gotta fight off somebody trying to take what you got. You gotta fight off to try to keep what you got. You gotta fight. You gotta fight. This is what rich people go through. But see, this is something that they don't tell you. Why? Because they want you to think they got it easy. They can't make you feel. They don't want you to feel that what you do every day, they got to do it too. They want you to think that they're above you. That's what rich people want you to think. They don't. They pride is too much. Since I say rich person got pride, which is a sin anyway. They don't want you to know that they got to fight to keep the money that they got, just like you do. You work on your 9 to 5 job and you fighting to keep every penny you can. Why and how? You going in grocery stores buying food. You buying the cheapest that you can buy. You're not buying the name brand. You buying the cheap brand. That's what you call fighting, trying to keep the money that you don't work. Your 9 to 5. You trying to keep that money. You fighting. That's what you do. Well, rich people do the same thing. They do the same thing, but in a different snag. Their snag is that they fighting to keep theirs is because people, like I say, people trying to sue them, people trying to fraudulently take their money. They live a hectic life. Now you will say, man, I wish I was rich, man. I buy me this. I've been wanting my dream car, this and that. Man, let me tell you something. When you rich, these things that you've been wanting forever, and when you buy them, you know where they gonna wind up at. Man, it's in the closet. I don't even pay that bike no attention. I don't even pay that motorcycle no attention. I bought this car. I've been wanting my dream car. Man, I don't even drive it. Why? Because it's not interesting to you no more. Why? Because your eyes are big for other things. Your eyes are big. I mean, just like, you know what I'm saying? Put it like this. If you had a woman and you had 100 more that can do the same thing that one woman can do and better, even though you've been wanting that woman that you finally get, that you got, you've been wanting her for years, but you get her, and then you get 100 more. You're not gonna pay her no attention. She's not nothing to you no more because you got the 100 more. That's distraction. Same way when you rich, you buy something that you've been wanting for a long time. Man, you see all this other stuff out here that you can afford to buy now. That what you've been wanting for forever, it don't even interest you no more. Now you go buy something else. Guess what? It don't interest you no more. Why? Because you see other more stuff you can buy. So you just gonna keep seeing all this other stuff that you can keep buying. One thing ain't never gonna satisfy you. So honestly, that's really a boring life. Where we at today, you're not rich. And let's say somebody gave you a Ferrari. Man, you going to cherish that thing. Why? Because you don't got money to buy now nothing. Why? Because you don't got money to buy nothing else that costs that expensive. That's why you going to cherish that thing. Shine it up and do everything. Take care of it. But when you rich, you're not gonna see it that way. That car be parked up under your garage somewhere. You won't even be thinking about driving it that much. You know? Like I say, rich people, uh, rich people go through hell. And like I say, they step out with their jewelry and their clothes, and people think that, oh man, I wish I was them. I wish I was them. That's their job, to make you wish that you was them. That's the only incitement that they're getting out of being rich, is to make other people wish that they were them. That's the only kick that they get out of being rich. But far as it go for the rest of the part of it, they live a boring life. They just, like I say, a lot of them can't handle the pressure. They end up killing themselves, because at the end of the day, they can't imagine themselves being broke. They'll kill themselves. A lot of them will kill themselves if they know they finna lose all their money and be broke and be living on the sidewalk again. They'll kill themselves before that come to happen. And like I say, that's the, like I say, man, people, trust me, stop wanting to be rich. Now, if a bag of money drop in your lap, I don't blame you for taking it. Yeah, I take it. But I'm not gonna go out trying to get rich. That's a difference. That's a difference than trying to get rich than when somebody just make you rich and you didn't do nothing to ask for that. So at the end of the day, if you were to be rich, man, first thing I'd be doing, I'd be building some churches. I'd be going around to some of these churches that, you have a lot of churches, they preaching out of the basement. How great of a thing it would be if you build some churches to help God people out. I think at least that's one thing you can say that God agree with you on. I mean, out of all the other stuff that you done wrong and you're doing wrong in your life, that you're not on God's side. But man, look, why not take some of that money? But you don't hear no rich people building churches. But you know what? I take that back. I won't say that, because like I say, the Bible says don't let the left hand know what the right hand do. So maybe and then, like I say, and if it were me, and if I were rich, I would build some churches, but I wouldn't want nobody to know I did it. I let that stay between me and God. Yeah. So that's why, because like I say, once you get credit and praise from man, then you done already receive your blessing from man. No, I'd rather receive my blessing from God. So if I built a church for a church, best believe nobody wouldn't know I did it. Nobody wouldn't know I did it. Nobody wouldn't know I did it. I get, first off, you got to get with a real church and a real pastor. Like Pastor Geno Jennings, somebody who true, a real one, a real God sent man. He teach and tell you all about what you doing wrong. Other preachers don't do that. Why? Because they scared they're gonna lose your money. Why? They don't want you to run away. They're not gonna tell you stuff that God said in that Bible. What God said in that Bible, they skip over that part. They skip over that part and tell you something else. But Pastor Geno Jennings, no, he tell you directly what God said, whether you like it or not. He don't care how you feel about it. Because like I say, he don't preach for money. He don't make not one dime preaching. No, his money that people donate go into the church, and it goes into building other churches. It goes into paying mortgages on churches. But for his money for his pocket, he got his own job. No, he got his own job. But yeah. Like I say, man, you people, like I say, this riches, don't wish that upon yourself, man. Because trust me, that's the worst thing. You feel better being poor than you do being rich. Knowing that you got like that only excitement that you get out of being rich as you can ride by poor people and make them wish that they were you. That's it. Otherwise, you got a living hell on your hand. You got to fight every day. Somebody trying to sue you. Who is that? Who is that? What company trying to sue me? For what? You got to pay lawyers. They regular ripping you off. Lawyers regular sending you fake bills, fake things. You know, lawyers sit up and tell you, hey, this company trying to sue you. You know, we can fight this. I can go ahead and take care of this for you. You know, go ahead and give me $25,000. I'll go ahead and take care of it for you. You go ahead and write him a check. And guess what? There ain't even been no such thing. Nobody trying to sue you. But that's what the lawyer tell you. And get what you going to do. You're going to listen and believe everything he tell you. Why? Because your mind is already too stressed out. You ain't got time to be handling no more issues. And then on the other hand, you're going to have people that are trying to sue you. But like I say, you know, that being rich, man, trust me, you might enjoy that for 2 days. After that, once you see what comes with that, and you're going to have all these people that's hanging around you just because you rich. Now ask yourself, with all those people around you when you didn't have a dime? With all those people around you when you were working at McDonald's? But look, now you rich. Look at all these people around you. Oh, you got cameramen. Oh, you got the jewelry. Oh, he'll come to you, bring some jewelry to you. You know? Oh, they come to you and bring jewelry. Everybody cater to you. You know? I was just looking at Shador. And like I say, this is another thing is like, if your parents are rich, you're gonna look at, it's gonna be a different game for you. Now, if your parents are rich, you're going to enjoy it. But your parents taking the hit, though. They taking the hit for you. They not happy. You might be happy, but they're not happy. Because they fighting tooth and nail to keep what they got. Where the kids, you don't understand what's going on because your parents taking the bullet for you. But you got here enjoying yourself. But like I say, it's gonna get to a point where one day, you know, it's gonna be you and your own, and you're gonna be out under your parents' wing. Now you're gonna see that hard fight that your parents went through to keep that money that they had. But yeah. I was looking at Shador, the well-off video. And I was just sitting here looking like, look at all these. I mean, he got about 7 or 8 people standing around him trying to help him decide what he want to put on. You know, he like, you know, darn, should I wear the pants, the leather one, or should I wear the other one? You know, which one should I wear? You know, oh, you got about 11 people standing around you trying to. I'll take that one if I were you. That one that look better to me. I would take that one. Why are you standing there? Why are you standing there trying to help another man pick what he want to wear? Why ain't you somewhere on your knee praying to God to keep you out of hell? You ain't think about that though, is you? But that just going to show how when you got money, folks pack around you. Oh, they'll cater to you. Just because you got money, they'll cater to you. You know, and me, knowing what I know, I wouldn't want all these people around me because I know you only with me just because I got money. I know you only hanging around me because I'm rich. If I didn't have a dime, if I was sleeping, if I was sitting on the curb at the QT begging for a dime from every customer that walk in the store, you would walk right in that store and leave me sitting out there on that sidewalk and wouldn't give me not one dime. But now that I'm rich, look where you're at and look what you're doing. Oh, you cater to me. Oh boy, you helped me pick out something to wear. You know? I don't like fake people. And like I say, Shador, you know what I mean, that's your rich life. That's another thing about being rich. You're gonna have a lot of fake people around you. These people ain't nothing but the devil. And like I say, only the devil wants you to be rich. Why? Because he know that's a distraction from God. He know you're going to be so busy, you ain't going to have time for God. He know you're going to be so busy that you you gonna do things that gonna go against God. The devil knows this. That's why the devil only wants you to be rich. Just like the rich man came to Jesus and said, Master, I have did everything, and I have kept your command. I have kept your word. What else is it that I need to do to get into the kingdom of heaven? Jesus looked at him and said, go sell all you own and give it to the poor. Can you imagine that joker face? I just wish I could have been there to see that joker face when Jesus told him that. And when he walked off. Yeah, go sell everything you own and give it to the poor. I bet that joker face looked like, I bet his face melted. Just like a candle melted when you light a candle and it melt. I bet his face melted just like that when Jesus told him that. But like I say, God ain't with that rich stuff. Cause see, everybody can't handle riches. Like I say, some people take it for the bad and do bad things. Some people will sit there and you take it and it just actually keep you so busy that you ain't got time to keep God's word. You ain't got time to do what God tells you to do. So basically being rich is just a distraction from God. Who rich doing what God tells them to do in that Bible? Nobody. All they do is sit up here and run to a fake church and get on camera and holler about, thank you, Lord, thank you, this and that. Like Jesus said, a lot of people gonna holler my name, Lord, 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 but they will not make it into the kingdom of heaven. So you can call God's name all you want to. You still ain't getting in if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. If you being disobedient, like I say, a lot of people doing stuff that they don't know they doing is wrong. And like I say, God don't hold you accountable if you didn't know. But what I will say is that he might go back and measure that till you had a chance to find out, though. But you didn't take that chance to find out. See, you didn't want to find out. You too busy on the corner. You too busy drinking. You too busy smoking. You too busy gambling. You too busy fornicating sex. You ain't got time. So I don't know if he gonna give you credit for that, being that you had an opportunity to find out some of the things that God asked you to do and you didn't do it. You put here to learn about God and what you need to do to avoid the fire. But if you put here and you take that time and you throw it away, I just, that's, like I say, it's gonna be a rough ride. I might as well say, I say it's gonna be a rough ride for you. But yeah. All I was I'm back to what I was saying, man. Being rich, you don't want that. Like I say, it looks good and it makes you thirsty to be that way. You sit and you pour and you look at these rich people and it make you say, dang, I wish I was rich, man. Dang, look at all them girls screaming for him, man. Man, I like that car. I wish I had me one of them, man. You sitting here, all that look good to you because you're not rich. But remember what I told you. If you had that money, you would not be feeling the way you feel now. And like some people, they can see my video and they still don't feel what I'm saying. They still want to be rich. They still like him scratching lottery tickets and trying to get rich. They still going and gambling and shooting dice. They still doing all this. But like I say, I'm trying to help you. And I'm trying to let you know it's a waste of time out here wanting to be rich. And that stuff is not what you think it is. It's not going to be like you thought it was going to be. It's not going to be like it look. You're so blinded by what you see till it's making you so hungry to be rich. No, that stuff ain't like what you say, man. Hey, where you at right now? Be happy and be content that you're not with one of them. Because you don't have to get up and fight a battle every day. Somebody trying to sue you. Somebody in your circle that's ripping you off. You don't have to deal with fake people around you that don't care nothing about you. That's catering to you and don't care nothing about you. They only with you because you rich. Like I say, you don't have to worry about that. Even though Yeah, sometimes you poor, you mediocre. Yeah, you get people around you don't care nothing about you. I mean, that's life. But at the end of the day, the chances are, I believe I get more people around me that's real than they are that's fake if I was rich. If I was rich, everybody around me would be fake. Everybody around me just because I got money. But at least if I was poor and I had people around me, at least out of 10, I could pull one that's real and true to me. But when you rich, you ain't gonna pull not one out of the crowd that's real and true to you. Everybody that's with you is there to get something or try to get something off of you. But yeah. I just hope that, like Shador, say, man, I wish the best for him. But I just think, your daddy, but you need to teach your son, man. They, this rich lifestyle, man, it's too much, man. You're not gonna find God that way, man. That's too much distraction. And like I say, if anybody ever seen how thick a Bible is, that's a lot of stuff you got to do. That's a lot of stuff you got to do before you go to heaven. And if that's not done, you ain't going up there. So don't you think you better get started now? And like I say, who knows when the end of the world going to be? You might run out of time and don't get a chance to complete what you got to do in that Bible. So that's why I say, this time on this world is valuable. You people better start, you better cut out all this stuff that you're doing and start getting in that Bible. Because you got to change yourself into a whole new person. Do you know how that? Let me hit the wine button on that. You got to change yourself into a whole new person. A whole new person. Do you know how hard that's going to be? And you're not just going to do that overnight. But keep in mind, time is regular ticking out. But you know what you're doing with that time ticking out? Oh, you at a party. You're dancing. You know what you're doing with that time ticking out? Oh, you on the phone trying to get with this girl. You know what you're doing with this time ticking out? Oh, you somewhere gambling. You know what you're doing with that time ticking out? Oh, you somewhere shooting dice. You know what you're doing that? You know what you're doing at that time? Oh man, like I say, you doing everything wrong. You sexing girls, you trying to get girls, you doing your thing. Oh, you fixing up cars. You throwing 30s and 20s on cars. But that time, regular ticking. And we don't know when it's gonna run out. But all I know, if it runs out and you ain't did what that Bible said do, bruh, it's gonna be that's gonna be the worst time of your life. Like I say, don't think cause you gave 2 or 3 homeless man $5 on the curb that you going to heaven. You can keep that $5 cause that ain't finna get you you ain't even gonna smell heaven. Just cause you gave 2 or 3 man $5. But anyway, that's for another day, man. I'm him signing out.